Few things reveal the fragility of modern convenience like fire. In less than 20 seconds, a light drizzle can snuff out a lighter, leaving you cold, wet, and utterly powerless. In an age dominated by gadgets and instant solutions, it's shocking how reliant we've become on fragile tools for survival. The truth is, the modern flame is a marvel of convenience, but it is alarmingly shallow. It offers heat, comfort, and light, but only as long as the environment cooperates. When storms arrive, when temperatures drop, or when supplies fail, that flame disappears. And with it, so often does our sense of security. Before we dive further, if you find this guide valuable, make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe to The Hard Past. Every click supports the channel and ensures more deep dives into the skills, stories, and forgotten knowledge of history. Now, let's explore a subject that shaped life, death, and warfare across centuries: the mastery of fire. The Swedish torch. Engineering heat from a single log. During the brutal winters of the 17th century, Swedish soldiers in the 30 Years' War faced an enemy far more ruthless than any opposing army. Temperatures often plummeted below -20, winds cut across frozen forests, and supply lines were non-existent. In this unforgiving environment, fire was not a luxury. It was a lifeline. Losing it meant death before sunrise. Yet these soldiers did not struggle with flame. They engineered it. The Swedish torch, a simple log transformed into a self-ventilating combustion engine, allowed a single fire to survive blizzards and rain where conventional campfires failed. Vertical slits carved into the upright log created a chimney effect, drawing cold air upward and feeding oxygen directly to the burning core. Heat concentrated within the log, moisture boiled away, and the fire maintained itself without constant tending. The lesson here is timeless. Fire is not spontaneous. It is structured. Elevation, airflow, and controlled fuel placement make the difference between warmth and fatal exposure. The biological fire battery. A spark is the most delicate stage of fire-making, and in extreme conditions, even modern lighters or matches can fail. Medieval soldiers carried a solution older than written history itself: amadu. Derived from the inner flesh of horsehoof fungus, this material could be treated with ash, urine, or boiled in wood compounds to create a dense, oxygen-trapping tinder. Amadu could smoulder for weeks, surviving storms, cold, and handling. When the right spark touched it, the ember grew steadily into a robust flame. In contrast, modern conveniences falter under the same conditions. The brilliance of amadu was not magic, but an understanding of biology and combustion physics, a knowledge honed through generations. The key takeaway is clear: mastering embers, rather than relying on immediate flames, ensures survival when conditions are hostile. Percussion over convenience. Why flint outlasts butane. Modern fire-making tools prioritize speed and ease, but ease often masks fragility. In freezing wind, plastic lighters crack, buttons freeze, and small flames are instantly robbed of energy by damp wood. Medieval soldiers, however, relied on flint and steel. The method required no fine motor skills and was impervious to rain, snow, or freezing temperatures. A strike of steel against stone produced sparks hot enough to ignite treated tinder, independent of external conditions. This approach demonstrates a critical survival principle. reliability trumps convenience. Large movements, muscle power, and repetition replaced fragile mechanisms. Steel and stone could not fail in the way a lighter or match could. In extreme weather, understanding and using percussion firemaking meant life over death, a lesson that echoes in every survival scenario today. Nature's hidden fuel, widowmakers and fatwood, can truly mean the difference between warmth and peril. Even when fires are well structured and tinder is prepared, fuel must still be found. Medieval soldiers, you know, did not settle for the sodden debris underfoot. Instead, they sought standing deadwood, branches high in the canopy, untouched by snow or rain, and called them widowmakers for their deadly potential when dislodged. Inside these pale, dry branches was wood immune to the moisture that killed ordinary fuel. They also relied on fatwood, the resin-rich heart of dead pine, and birch bark, whose oils allowed it to burn even when wet. These natural accelerants could ignite damp fuel, sustain a flame, and protect the ember. Survival was less about simply seeing fire-ready materials and more about understanding where nature stored it. Lessons in observation and patience in fuel sourcing were honestly as essential as any spark or ember. The Cost of Forgetting, lessons from the Caroline Death March, remind us that even knowledge can fail if not preserved and applied. In 1719, 3,000 Swedish Caroline soldiers froze to death during a retreat when blizzards destroyed their tinder and fuel. Equipment alone was useless. Survival depended entirely on the mastery of fire. The brutal reality is that, without preparation, awareness and understanding, even trained soldiers succumbed. Fire mastery is memory and discipline as much as it is heat. Our ancestors survived because they respected fire as a complex vital system, not merely a convenience. Every ember was curated, every log structured, and every fuel source understood. Today we risk losing that literacy, trading certainty for gadgets that, well, fail under pressure. The real lesson is simple. Fire is engineered, studied, and practiced. Without that knowledge, even the smallest storm becomes life-threatening. If you take one thing from this, let it be this: reclaim the skills our forebears carried. Learn to build Swedish torches. Prepare amadu, or equivalent tinder. Seek the hidden fuel in forests. Treat fire as a discipline, not a momentary flicker. History rewards those who remember. For more explorations into the skills, tactics, and forgotten knowledge of our past, subscribe to The Hard Past, share this guide with fellow history enthusiasts, and dive deeper into the ways the past can equip us for the challenges of today.